I'm starting to notice that you guys love math. So here's an exercise for you. Do you know that the national average flatbed rates right now are about $2.72 per mile? Now here's where it gets interesting. Did you guys also know that Conestoga loads typically pay 15 to 20% more? That puts you at about $3.10 per mile. Now let's do some number crunching together. A long haul driver running a Conestoga flatbed averages about 10,000 miles per month. 10,000 miles. Now if the driver is driving $3.10 per mile, that gives him $31,000 gross earnings. Now we can go into all of the expenses, and I've added some on the bottom because I knew you guys were gonna catch some errors in my last video, so let's do this together. Now, 10,000 miles with today's national average for fuel prices. Right now there is some turbulence around the world, so now it's gonna go up to about $3.65 per gallon as a national average. Let's do 10,000 miles. With the Conestogas, you're probably gonna get a little bit less fuel consumption than you do with dry vans, so we're gonna divide that by 6.5 miles per gallon. So we need 1,538 gallons, and we'll not multiply that by $3.65 per gallon. That's $5,615 US in order to drive 10,000 miles. Now the driver's pay, you're looking at 75 cents per mile for Conestogas. So that's $7,500. Insurance, about $2,200. Truck payment, approximately $3,000 for the newer units. We're talking about 23s, 24s, or 25s, depending how long you finance it for. The trailer payments. Now, let's talk a little bit about those trailers. So Conestogas are gonna cost you anywhere between $15,000 to $18,000. Now, if you divide that over 48 months, you're probably gonna be at around $350. Your trailer payment is going to be about $1,100 plus $350. Let's round it up. It's going to cost you, that Conestoga, $1,500 per month. How did I get that? $1,200 for the flatbeds and roughly about $350 for that Conestoga. We'll put it up to $1,550 per month, okay? Next, we have factoring fee. Factoring is gonna charge you about 3% of your gross earnings of the $31,000. But since I've been doing these videos, I've gotten in contact with a few factoring companies and they are giving unbelievable discounts to my audience. If you do want me to introduce you to an unbelievable factoring company out there, just comment the word factoring and I'll send you over a PDF with their documents and their packages. Factoring fee can be as low as 1.5%. So 1.5% of that is gonna cost you about 0.045 cents per mile. Dispatch fee. Dispatch fee is gonna run you approximately 6% of your gross earnings. Okay, 6% of those gross earnings of $31,000, 6% on $3.10 per mile. Again, we're gonna run this as a per mileage, 6%. Dispatch fee, 0.06, multiply that by 31,000. So this is gonna cost you about 18 cents per mile for the dispatch. Okay, now if you do wanna learn to dispatch yourself, we have an unbelievable dispatch course out there. Over 550 people have taken it so far. You gotta read the comments on that dispatch course. The best $285 or $295 you'll ever spend in your life. Comment the word dispatch. All right, so again, dispatch 6%, that's 18 cents per mile. Tolls, you're probably looking at about $400, so you're looking at per month 4 cents per mile. Then you have plates, also 4 cents per mile, and then you have maintenance. Maintenance, approximately, I would take at least 10 cents per mile. This is where I messed up in the last video, so thank you all for pointing it out. I forgot maintenance. So I would say 10 cents per mile, multiply that by 10,000 miles, about $1,000 a month. And then other, so it depends on the year. This could go up to 20 cents or even 30 cents if you're running older power units. Now other, I would take another 10 cents per mile for all the load boards, for ELDs, for dash cams, and for whatever other expenses you have for running your own fleet. So before I get to the number crunching, a little bit about the Conestogas that we here use at ET Transport. So we use a company called Verdun. They have 2 locations in Canada and another 2 in the US. We love working with them because we are a cross-border carrier. We love working with them because, and yes, it does happen that, you know, something happens on the road, the driver rips his tarp, and we need service both in the US and in Canada, and it makes it really, really convenient based on our lanes that we run. Plus, we are still running our 10-year Conestogas, and they're still in unbelievable condition. So the durability of these things, trust me, it is definitely worth the $350 because you pocket a lot more. And that's what I'm trying to get with this exercise, for you to understand that the rate per mile definitely does a lot more than what the 4 cents per mile that you're going to be paying for this Conestoga. So $5,615 plus $7,500 plus $2,200 plus $3,000 plus $1,550 plus, that's $19,865. Hold on. Now 6% of the dispatch fee, percentage-wise, $30,000 by 6, that's $1,800 approximately, plus $1,800 for the dispatch fee, plus we have tolls. Tolls we said was $400 plus $400 plus 10 cents per mile. That is 10,000 miles times 10 cents. That's $1,000 plus another 1,000. We got $2,000. So our total is $24,465. That's how much money you are going to pay in order for you to run that one truck with fuel and the driver's pay. Now, your gross earnings was $31,000 running at $3.10 per mile, which is what these Conestogas run for right now. So 24,465 minus 31,465 minus 31,000 is equal to an additional $6,535. If you are a owner operator that runs your own equipment, you're going to be taking that $7,500 home plus the $6,535. Now, there are other ways that you can make a little bit more money, but I do need to go in detail, which I do in my dispatch course and in my cost of running a mile course. You can decrease this amount over here. You can also decrease the dispatch fee over here. The factoring fee, I do have a connection for 1.5%. The tolls, you cannot do anything about. The plates, and you can also do something about that number over there. So in order for you to save a little bit more, you're gonna need to take that dispatch course or the cost of running per mile course that has this information there. So running equipment at $3.10 per mile in today's national average is a pretty good deal, to tell you the truth. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. Did I miss any expenses? And is this Conestoga worth $350 to $400 per month? I don't know, only you can decide. For me, it's definitely worth it.